Are you a real person or are you a poster? Don't buy this game! Don't!
I made a space trucker suit and everything!
Don't do it! Don't do it. Usually we record this before we play the game, but we had to change it. We're about to show you a game and we're still going to review it because it's funny as fuck, but they're asking a lot of money for this. No, let's space truck.
Space trucker, mate. I will note before I let you loose, the top line of your notes is in caps. Do not buy this game. Tell me why.
I feel almost bad because I know these guys are kids, but they're thieves, essentially. So
Right.
I'm going at it. So what's the story of space truckers,
Hit me with
right?
some stories.
I thought when we looked at this, and from the description these guys have put down, you were going to be kind of a drunken Rusky
Right.
on an adventure through space. It had some FPS combat, it had some sort of weird, like, not good, but pixel arty type stuff
It
mixed
looked
into
Duke
it.
Nukem-y, mate, in the
It
art
looks
style.
like Duke Nukem, and it looks like that's what they were trying to go for. So we picked it up, and then we went, oh no, oh no. So there is a story to let people in. You are a Rusky, although you really won't be able to tell by the voice acting, because we're pretty sure these guys are Swedish, or that was what we guessed, and they were trying to do a Russian accent.
No.
Yeah. And you want to go home. You just want to go home, man, so very bad, but you need fuel. And you've got to get there, and you've got to deal with some people. And because the Cold War is still ongoing, and we have discovered spaceflight by, like, in this timeline, we discovered interstellar faster than light travel by the 1978, I believe it was.
Okay, doable.
Yeah, we were much better. But we still apparently run on Windows 3.1 on board the space. And apparently you can get pizza delivered to your spapeship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's pizza delivery boxes. It's an asset flip. So they've just got these free assets that you can use to make games. And they've just shoved them everywhere.
No.
It's really funny. So you're stuck in the middle of this nightmarish space scenario. And you just need to get home. And then everything falls apart and you end up just killing and monstering a lot of people.
Fair
That's
enough.
the story. Right then.
Gameplay, mate.
How does it play? So they've just stolen so much stuff, like random stuff as well.
Really?
Like activate you. So the purpose is you start out on your ship and you can walk around your ship and there's loads of random buttons and stuff located around, so you can turn stuff on and on. I don't know if it does anything because we press the buttons, but nothing seemed to happen.
Right.
But you're then supposed to, like, find a planet to go to, and it tells you, it's like, you need to go to, like, Pluto. So you go to your navigation computer, and you check a map, and you click Pluto, and then you go, lock in coordinates. And then it plays the door opening sound from Star Trek, the original series.
No.
Yeah, it's so weird. Then you have to leave that screen, walk through your ship again, and then activate the faster than light drive, and that will then go. And off it takes you. And it makes you wait while you travel, even though it's really far. So you just stand there. They have put some pictures outside the ship and stuff of planets or whatever. So after that, you're then going to beam down to the planet. And I mean literally beam down. You have to go to the teleport. You have to choose a place to teleport to.
Doesn't say
And then
energize,
you're
does
off.
it?
It doesn't do energize. I was well pissed off. But at this point, we weren't thinking much of it because it was like, it's pretty funny. You'd notice when you go in that they are running this on Windows 3.1 and these blue screens of death and shit lying around.
Right.
So it's kind of quirky. Then I saw the first in-game character sprite and I was like, oh no.
Really?
Uh-oh.
That bad?
Oh yeah. Oh, really, really bad. And we also kept wondering why our cutscenes were dropping to 3 FPS. And they're GIFs. They're actual GIFs that they've put into the game to substitute for, like, cutscenes of any form. They've just put GIFs in and blown them up to, like, 1920 by 1080. I will note that on the description on Steam, they've included 4K support for this game.
What a bunch of dickheads.
So it is voice acted. It is voice acted. But the voice acting is just, I don't know how many guys worked on it, but it must have been 2 or 3, probably high school students, I'm guessing, who made this.
Right.
And they've done all the voice acting themselves while trying to do different accents from people from different nations.
Right.
So it's the same guys doing voices from China and Britain. So you'd speak to a guy and he just goes, God blimey.
God blimey.
But it's like with a Swedish twang to it, or, you know, we don't know exactly where they're from.
Right.
And then there's posters with their developer name on it, like, they're called We Like Wolves. And so they have posters up and stuff like that. Anyway, so getting over that, yes, it's an asset flip for days. They've stolen loads of sounds. They do all this really weird voice acting. They have GIFs. What about the actual gameplay? Because it is an FPS. They seem to have been struggling to code it because it's inexperienced. And if this was a very first game that they were putting out for like 50p or £1, I wouldn't have complained. I would have thought, well, you know, you had a go about it. That's
what
fine.
my opinion is locked behind is their price.
Yeah, they
tag.
priced it for like so much money, this game.
Yeah.
Is they couldn't figure out certain things. So they couldn't work out how to stop the enemy players from killing each other, like the NPCs. They couldn't figure out how to do that. We're guessing, but it makes sense. So the only way they could, because they couldn't design any way of enemies being in rooms when you go in, for some reason, they just have enemies warp in.
Oh no.
And then if those enemies try and shoot you, they obviously sometimes hit each other by accident because they'll be stood behind each other.
Right.
And then they just turn around and start killing each other.
Oh, so the AI mechanic is like it just faces the
Yeah,
person
so
who
they've
shots
built the
it.
story around that by saying all the enemy nations are at war. But it's clearly bullshit because they couldn't figure out how to stop the enemy AI from just killing each other every time they took damage.
Wow.
So this is how they've got around. It's like, oh, everybody hates each other here. So you'll walk into a room, it'll be dead empty. Right? And then suddenly it just goes, boom, and all these enemies just warp in, and they're all one of the same 5 models. So there's like American woman who has her tits out, and it's really sad, this, Andy.
What?
They couldn't get a woman to say any of the lines. So what they did is they used that computer voice from Windows that sounds like a woman and typed in her dialogue. That's what they did. Yeah, it's really bad. So that's what they did.
Robbing bastards.
Yeah, so the basic crux of the game is very like you would have Duke Nukem, is wander around, find keys. They've got secrets in the game, but I don't think they knew how to do a secret as in like a hidden wall or something like that. So it's just if you open a door, it'll go, you found a secret. But it was a door where you were to go into it. And ultimately, you finish the level, and every level ends conveniently next to the teleporter, even when the story dictates that should never happen. So you might be going to rescue somebody who's been a main part of the story,
right?
And then you walk in, he's dead, but he's dead in the teleporter room where he could have escaped, right? This is what the game is. It's just something that some guys have thrown together as a bit of a, I would imagine it's like a high school project, something like that. But the sad part is, that would all be fine. I wouldn't have had a problem. And in fact, most of us were having a bit of a giggle with the game and thought it was pretty funny. Until it was like, this game is 20 quid.
20 fucking quid.
Yeah, it's 20 quid. That's like $30 or something like that they're asking for this game.
Oh,
yeah, we didn't pay that, thank God for that. But Jesus. So, pros, none. I would give it pros for everything if it was a cheap little, fun run-of-the-mill game. I would. Cons, it's just
everything.
Absolutely. It's a bad game. Very, very bad game. It's got some quirky moments, but they're asking so much money for something that's obviously not worth that price. Not even fucking close.
It doesn't even sound. It doesn't even. By the like we saw on your screen, you were 57% through it.
Yeah, that's true. We played for less than 2 hours, and this game is going to run you. If you want to buy it, it's like $30 or €20, and I was 60% of the way through the game. And there's nothing else. There's no multiplayer. There's no. I mean, I can't imagine there's a new game plus or anything like that.
Oh, God.
In fact, the first time we booted it up, turning off VSync crashed my entire PC.
What?
Yeah, just cracked the PC. Had to restart it and everything. Fun times. But there you go.
Fleecing bastards.
Well, there you have it. Space Truckers. On a serious note, because it's voice acted by kids, right? It's clearly kids who are about 13 or 14 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and they couldn't find a girl to do a voice acting, so they had to use the Microsoft computer voice to do the girls. I mean, when we were playing it, we thought this is really, it's really cute. It's like a first kind of go at a game. They got some premises in there. They had some nerdy stuff in there, but to charge €20 for it, man. You're robbing and there's no sympathy there for you trying to rip people off that
You didn't play it that long, but you were about 60% through the game as well.
We played for like 2 hours. We would nearly finish the game, and you're asking, and that's all the game is. There's nothing else to it, and it runs like arse, man. Whoever you guys are, don't do that. Sell it for like £1 or something if it's your first go. For robbing Can we say that?
I'll censor it, mate. Don't worry about it.
Alright. Check out our last video if you did enjoy that, though, which was on Rumbo. A well better game for half the price. A well better game for half the price, although we still recommend you wait till it's cheaper for that one. Other than that, bye.
Come on, Ghosty. I'm pretty sure your daughter finished this the other day.